Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1, drop!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright, Panther fans, here we go. I'm just pre-warning everybody right now. We are playing the Flames, who are basically the worst team in the league. And it's the day after Thanksgiving, which, honestly, whoever came up with the idea that we should be responsible for doing anything at all the day after Thanksgiving, the day after gorging ourselves on food, the idea that we have to get up the next day and function, whoever came up with that idea needs to be stopped and hung up by their bootstraps. So the point is that they need to win this game. I might just take my frustrations out on this camera. So Bubba gets the day off. So we got Terrace off in net tonight. Good. That shows that Maurice is paying attention. Not that we're blaming it at all on Bobrovsky, but we cannot afford, I don't think the team can afford, I don't think the fan base can afford the mental anguish of having Huberdeau and Weegar come in here with the least amount of points in the NHL, which I'm pretty sure that's accurate, and and losing to them. So what we already saw today was Tampa Bay won a big game. They're won big, so they're running away with first place. The Bruins lost, so that's good. Meanwhile, there's no lineup changes, but what does it matter? Because what we've noticed, not only is this team so far incredibly inconsistent, but who is playing well and who is not playing well is also incredibly inconsistent. Now, I know the whole thing about not being in the playoff spot when Thanksgiving comes. We're only a few points out, blah, 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 and Kachuk is going to come back, and all of that, that's all fine. I don't want to remember how it felt. Like when I started this channel, we were not good. The Panthers were not good for a decade. I don't want to reminisce, right? But we are right on the cusp here. We've already blown points in this homestand, and we are right on the cusp of this is where the season could get good, or this could be the part of the season where we go, oh, this might be it. Please, please, Florida, for the love of God, give me 2 points. I don't care if it's a 50-round shootout and everybody's exhausted and you have to give Terrace off a shot and he gets the game-winning goal. Don't care. Give me 2 points, or all hellfire and damnation is going to break loose in front of this wall. This team is exhausting. Exhausting. We get 2 goals. 1 cup, 2 cups. We get 2 goals on the first 2 shots of the game. And I'm screaming at the team. I'm making all sorts of threats, all kind of threats. I'm screaming at the team. If you bastards blow this lead. And sure enough, I forget who the first goal scorer was for Calgary. Mackenzie Weegar scores. Both guys get their first goal of the season. And the game is tied 2-2, and we got to kill off 1.5 minutes of 5-on-3 to start the second period. Now, at the end of the last recap, and I've touched on this a few times, the leadership on this team, and I'm including Maurice. Now, the Philadelphia game was 2 times in a row that we've got a 2-0 lead and blown it. How? How is there nobody on this team making sure it doesn't happen again? Especially when it's 2-1. Is there nobody on that bench that says, hey, dumbasses. Let's make sure we don't blow a 2-0 lead again. And yet, here we are. I am speechless. We're getting outshot. I don't think Calgary's the worst team. I said the worst team. It might be Nashville. So whatever. But they're going to kill me. They're gonna, that's what they're trying to, maybe that's the goal. Maybe they figure they're just sick of me making these videos to the point where they figure if they can just get me dead before it's too late and they're out of the playoffs by too much of a margin, that once I'm dead, they can then start playing well and win the third straight cup. And I never get my third sign. I think that's their plan. It's working, too. It is. Let's move on to the second period. So, how we doing? Oh, you guys you're still here. So, yeah, about that game. What a game, huh? Wow. Florida lost again. I mean, sure. Excitement. Let's start here. No matter what I say, I'm both right and I'm wrong. Because whatever reason I come up with is accurate. Whatever reason you would come up with in the comments, it's probably accurate. If we give any reasons, there'll still be some people that say don't want to hear excuses. They should be doing better. I don't disagree with any opinion that anybody wants to have about this team right now, for the most part. We don't need a trade. We don't need to blow anything up. We don't need to fire Maurice. We don't need to get rid of Bob. This is not a situation that is being caused by lack of talent. Lack of talent. We have enough talent on the ice to be playing much better than we are right now. But let's just be honest a little bit. The entire fourth line is minimum wage replacement level players. All three. Now, if you've got a kick-ass 4C and a kick-ass guy on your left wing, you can get away with a gooner, a guy, a gamer at right wing on the fourth line. But when your entire fourth line is a couple replacement players and an AHL kid, you're already starting in the behind. So there's that. And then in Barkov's place, we have Rodriguez, who's played out of his mind, has a goal tonight. In Kachuk's place was Boquist, but now he had to take over for Samoskevich because Samoskevich is playing in Luosterainen's place, And if there are two players on the ice that are as dissimilar from each other as possible, it is Eetu Luostarinen and Mackie Samoskevich. So the lineup is a mess. It's an absolute mess. And it is being mismanaged by Maurice, in my opinion. Now, a game like tonight, it's 4-2. The fourth line has just been, you may as well have Kyle and I out there. Me, Kyle, and Brother Gene out there would give you just about as much production as our fourth line has been giving us, which is what we should expect with the quality of players that we have on that line. But it is Friday. We have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. We don't play again until Tuesday. Now, why is Maurice not shortening that bench a little bit and giving us two kick-ass lines and just double shift them? Just double shift them. And I'm not even including Samoskevich in that top six, just for those of you who are wondering. But of course, that's not the only reason. That's not the only thing, but it's another little piece. We emptied the net this time with 2:40 left. Now, what was interesting is that we immediately had to have a neutral zone draw because Bennett knocked the net off its moorings. And Maurice left Tarasov on the bench, but put Verhaeghe in goal. Because we're desperate. We're desperate. And at least we had some chances. Calgary did eventually get the empty net goal. There was about a minute left, 45 seconds, whatever it was. Puck wasn't going to go in the net. It's just everything, all of it, is bad right now. And the worst part is, and maybe this will work to our advantage. You guys know I like to pull stuff right out of the ethers, and maybe it'll work to our advantage. Now, we have not been playing well on the road, okay? The leadership of this team right now currently is non-existent for the most part. But we're going to get Tkachuk back and then go look at the road schedule for January. Because as nice as this is now, where we've got 11 of 12 at home, and they can't handle being at home for very long, they all look like they had 3 turkeys stuffed up their ass out there for the first 50 minutes of this game. So Tkachuk is going to come back, and then in January, we have one section, I believe, that we are on the road for 17 days, 15 days, 17. I mean, it's a crazy thing because it's a long road trip with a lot of games and days in between where we're off. So maybe shitting the bed here at home, getting Tkachuk back, and then going out on the road in January might work to our advantage to get this team's head straight on its shoulders, because at least Tkachuk will be there to smack these guys around. Because it ain't going to come from Maurice this year. He looks like a deer in headlights every time I see him. Whether it's post-game, pre-game, during the game, he looks sullen. He looks not disinterested, disheartened. It's almost like if he knew Barkov ain't never coming back and he just didn't want to tell us. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he knows things are worse than what we actually are seeing. Now, I'm not saying they are, but boy, oh boy, that man needs a joint. I think he needs to take a couple of hits. Somebody sneak him a brownie, something. So nobody is doing their job all that exceptional right now. Now, of course, Bennett has looked better. He got a goal tonight. Verhaeghe hasn't been dead weight. But now you've already got Boquist out there. Who is Boquist? It is what it is. Now Samoskevich has got Verhaeghe-itis. Okay? I will say this. I know they don't watch the videos, although I do know every once in a while. But the irony is that what did I ask for? A couple games ago, I'm like, hey, where's Mikkola? How come he's not taking any shots? He's not trying to do anything offensively. And today he was doing it. Now, I know that's not because he watched my video and decided to do it, but just find it amusing. So for my next trick, Paul, manage your bench a little bit better. Like, he's still refusing to ride the high. We could have exhausted our guys out there in the third period. We shouldn't have even seen the fourth line the whole third period because we got 3 days off and they're at home. Not that I'm blaming it on the fourth line. I'm just saying the decisions that Maurice is making, I'm not happy with. The decisions on the ice that the players are making with the puck, even the little bits we hear Randy, because we're streaming the game, he's talking about some of these decisions that they're making with the puck. I don't know. Now, we saw this last year where Kyle and I would sit there and be like, they're mentally disengaged. They look disinterested. But we could get away with it with a full roster. So this is getting bad rapidly. And the season is no longer early in the season. We are pretty much close to a third of the way through. I know we're missing players, but it's not that we're losing games. These aren't 3-2 nail biters where we're playing Panther hockey and the puck just won't go in the net. Okay? Rodriguez was talking about it in the intermission, saying that the team has gotten away from what makes them successful. And so both things can be true. You can say that we've got injuries, but we're not losing these games because the team is out there busting its ass on the forecheck and playing Panther hockey, and we just don't have the horses to score goals. We have, even without Barkov and Kachuk, and Nosik, and Gadjevich, and Kulikov, we have plenty of guys, and Luosterainen. We have plenty of guys that can still put the puck in the back of the net. But nobody is doing any of the hard work, and we were starting to look a little bit better. We had about 4 or 5 games where we all kind of felt they're looking a little bit better, and then this last 2 games, tonight was as close to a duplicate as it could get against the Flyers. We get the 2 goals, and we got energy, and we just stopped playing. It wasn't as quick and as noticeable as it was against Philadelphia, even though Calgary did get the 2 goals rather quickly. But you watch that second period in the first 10 minutes of the third period, and you think it's a Saturday afternoon all skate. It's unbelievable. I watched Forsling. This was, I don't know, somewhere midway, about 15 minutes up in the third period. Now, Forsling went into the board, was in our zone, goes into the corner, wins the board battle, gets it out. The rest of the team is beginning to transition. And Forsling just kind of watches. He's standing still, just gliding backwards, just watching him as the rest of the team is trying to get something going in transition. And then after he watched for a couple of seconds, then he started skating forward again, and it was kind of like, all right, I guess this is where we're going. Like, you could see the body language. He was just kind of standing there like, am I going to have to skate? Yep, looks like, all right, let's go. I'm skating. I mean, and I see little things like that because a lot of times during the game, I will watch the players away from the puck because I'm curious to see how guys are doing. And it is a collective effort out there right now. And I've gone past mad and madness. I don't want to move on to acceptance. Now, I charged that battery. I'm going to have to pause this video here now, and then I'm going to restart it in a minute after I charge the battery because I'm not done, but I got to get a new battery. This thing had a half hour of life on it when I started, and after 10 minutes, it's flashing on me. So part 2 in a second. Anyway, so I'm back. Maybe I got 5 more minutes. Here's the bottom line. Everything is the problem. The whole thing is the problem. The team has decided that they're going to slump right now with a freaking homestand where they're home for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Sukkot, Hanukkah. They're home for everything, and they're going to blow the whole damn season if they don't start getting some points, or they're going to have to make it all up on the road in January. Don't look. If you ate food and you don't want to throw up, do not look at the schedule for the Panthers in January. It's going to make you too depressed. Unless they're going to play as well on the road as they have poorly at home these last couple of games. It's maddening. So the laptop broke, and now the TV's Wi-Fi won't get reception, and I need a new battery for the camera. Kyle broke his phone. I broke my phone. The Panthers suck, and the only thing going right is this stupid Dolphins winning a couple of games. You gotta be kidding. What is it? I'm in Bizarro World. I'm in the Twilight Zone. So there's 1 cup, 2 cups. I had too much Monster. I'm sick and tired of the damn losing. Something's got to happen. And of course, Maurice does make the good decision of giving Bobrovsky a rest. And Tarasov lets in 4 goals, for crying out loud. Not that they were terrible goals, but it wasn't exactly confidence-inducing. There's nothing on the ice right now that's confidence-inducing, because when you really look at the roster, half of the freaking reason we're in the position we're in is because Rodriguez is playing so well, and when Barkov comes back, we can't even afford to have Rodriguez on the ice at the same time. That's nice. I don't know what the hell we're going to do. We're going to be in last place after another couple of games like this because the Leafs apparently might get their heads out of their asses. Tampa's running away with the whole damn division. Nobody's going to beat the Avalanche anyway. And the battery's flashing at me again. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Yeah.